Action in the front, action in the back is unbelievable.
What movies can do.
Steven Spielberg, he came back as an executive producer on this film, as he was on the first one. Did he or anyone else who was involved with the first film give you any sort of advice for this one?
Well, I mean, at the beginning before we started shooting, I was gonna do an Oklahoma dialect. I was gonna dive into that, but Steven gave a note. I don't know if it was to the studio or to Isaac. I don't know who it was, but he was like, "I'd rather Anthony speak in his regular vernacular." So I thought that was kind of interesting because I was fully prepared to go the other way. So I was pretty relieved because it was one less thing to think about, you know. But yeah, it was cool. It was cool. I really I was really grateful that happened. And he was really involved. He was giving notes and he was watching dailies and he's very, very involved in the process.
And we actually had a lot of the consultants on the original also consulted on ours, and so we had such fun stories from them of what it was like to film the original. And also I think our visual effects team as well worked on the original, and so I mean I think the visual effects of the original are so impressive, but it was so cool, just like how the chasers of today have more technology to play with when chasing, so did the visual effects team when it comes to recreating these tornadoes on screen. So that was super cool for them to tell us about their stories.
We also had the senior people, at ILM who were part of the visual effects of that movie, and then also people that watched the original Twisters do visual effects because of the original movie. So you had this kind of meeting of generations that was pretty damn cool.
He's been really great. He loves tornadoes. He also survived a tornado when he was a young boy. His mom took him on a tornado chase. And you see that in Fabelmans, and that's an actual story. And he's just been fascinated with tornadoes ever since. And I have that fascination as well, so we would often talk about tornadoes and share YouTube videos, and he just honestly gave me a master class in filmmaking. He would often he'd come into the editing room and we would watch the cut together, and I would just pick his brain nonstop. So it was incredible. He was so generous and also so caring in a way.
And as a film fan, I really love when films take place inside of a movie theater, and this film, of course, has a wild scene in a movie theater. What's your own personal craziest experience you've had inside of a cinema?
Ooh. Have you got one?
What is this? What channel is this? Is this regular TV? Do kids watch this channel? Just two people getting it on in the back of the movie theater. It was kind of crazy.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What
I don't
was the
remember.
movie?
I can't remember what movie it was.
Was it romantic?
I think it was like an action movie, and there was action going on in the back. You know what I mean? The action in the front, action in the back is unbelievable.
What movies can do.
Yeah. IMAX for real.
I mean, for me, it was I don't think I can top that. But watching Hereditary, I remember it was the most extreme cinematic experience I've ever had, just because of how scary that was. I think there was a woman who wouldn't stop screaming throughout it for a long time, and that was wild.
I got to watch Top Gun it was right after the pandemic when everybody thought movies were dead. And I got to watch it with all the theater owners at CinemaCon, and I watched all these grown men crying because they were we're back, cinema's back. Wow. So that was, I think, one of my most special movie experiences because it really is. It's it's a special thing, a summer blockbuster like this, Top Gun or Twisters. It's there's nothing greater than walking out of the cinema with just fired up, seeing a summer blockbuster, and especially. Every time I go to the movies, I'm always reminded, wow, I got to do this, more often. It's, the greatest experience when a movie delivers. And I feel like we have that here. People are going to just leave fired up. It's just awesome.